Hi, I'm Mario Guerra, the two-time former mayor of the great city of Downey, and I'm here with my co-host, Eric Pierce, the editor of the Downey Patriot. And you're watching to Talking Downey with Mario
and Eric.
So, welcome, Eric. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
We record these on Fridays,
Yes.
which is kind of nice because it's a nice way to ease into the weekend.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, we get to decompress a little bit.
Yeah. And I'm glad we get to be casual. Yesterday,
I'm always casual.
I know, but you wore a tie. Yeah, I had to wear a tie several times this week, but you did too yesterday.
I did. Gangs of the Downey luncheon.
Yeah.
I don't wear suits that much anymore, but I did yesterday. For Gangs of the Downey, I will put on the suits.
Well, you're past president of Gangs Out of Downey, so that's a respect thing. So that's a really good thing.
Absolutely.
So what'd you think of the luncheon on there? Why don't we start with that?
Okay, so the luncheon. So this episode we're doing like a week in review type of thing. Good luncheon. It was long.
Yeah.
It was long. It was informative. It was a little bit different because there was no guest speaker.
Right.
Usually in years past, and this is a good major fundraiser of the year, there's usually a guest speaker. This year there wasn't one speaker. It was more of a panel discussion about fentanyl and drugs. It's a very important topic. But it was actually nice to be. It was at the Real Hunter Event Center. It's nice because you get a lot of Downey people.
Yeah.
You get city council, you get civic leaders, you get business owners, you get the service clubs.
You have the police department there.
The police
fire
department was there.
Yeah.
It was actually good. It was good to be in that meeting.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, no, it is. It's always fun to see everyone there and talk about it. And, of course, fentanyl is a serious subject. So it was kind of interesting how they had like 5 different speakers at different times and everything else. So, and you know what? I'm glad we're doing something about it. The school's Dr. J came up at the end about what the schools are doing, talking to the kids, but also having the NARCOM available. Every high school has 2 or 3.
Right.
The elementary school, even though, you think, wow, we don't want our kids to do that, but better safe than not. So that was good. So last week, and I didn't realize, obviously we know the seriousness of the problem, but I had the opportunity to speak with Speaker Kevin McCarthy up in Sacramento last week. And he said, and this kind of put it in perspective, we lose 300 Americans every day to fentanyl, every single day. He says, you know what? He goes, that's like having a plane crash every day. So can you imagine if we had a plane crash and lost 300 citizens every day for something like that on a plane crash? We'd do something about it, right? So that was his point, how serious it was. So I'm glad we're talking about it. Yeah, it was a long meeting, but I think the basis of that, number one, is it's Gangs Out of Downey. We love the program. It's nationally reclaimed. We are able to get together as a community. You see friends that you haven't seen. And number 3, a serious subject. So it was good. It was a win-win.
It was, and I have a couple of takeaways. One, with fentanyl, it shows how serious the addiction is because people are willing to risk their lives because of the addiction. Yeah. And I think my other takeaway was how thankful I am that in Downey we have local control. We have our own school district and our own police department. Yeah. And I think sometimes, we get asked, well, what's the big deal about having our own police and fire and police? It's because we could respond to these types of crises more quickly. Right. We're able to coordinate because you saw at the meeting, you saw the superintendent, you have the police chief there. They're able to communicate. Yeah. That's not the case in every other city.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I was, and again, thank you for all the community partners that sponsored it. The main sponsor, again, it happens to be, I happen to wear this vest on there. I'll wear any free swag, that people give me. No, anyways, financial partner had given me this. But they were the main sponsor, so God bless them. Thank you. They keep doing stuff on there. They're the sponsors of our show, Talking Downey. Yeah. So, that was
good. And good work, Gangs of Downey. Yeah. I'm proud to be a past president, so I know exactly what they do. They're all volunteer based and their work speaks for itself. They're trying to keep gangs out of Downey, and they're pretty effective at it.
Yeah, eradication, education, and so forth. So, anyways,
good work for them. Mario, I want you to. So Mario, former 2-time mayor of the great city of Downey, in case you didn't know. But I want you to put your Army hat on right now.
Okay.
Because you are a civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army.
Yes,
this week's Downey Patriot, or last week's Downey Patriot, has a story by Alex Dominguez. It's about the JROTC program coming to Downey and Warren High Schools. It sounds like a big deal. I know there was, when I was growing up, there was a JROTC program in my high school. It wasn't here in Downey. Why is this a big deal, and how did it happen? Because I know you played a hand in it.
Well, I was honored to be sworn in 5 years ago. And ever since the very beginning, I've been working with Downey Unified. Downey Unified are amazing people. They really care about our kids, but they're also, their main purpose is career pathways. Okay, how do they give more options to their kids? Leadership training. I mean, obviously we're a character count city and community. We were one of the first ones to do that together, because everything we do in the community is character count. Trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. I love that. I was on the Joseph Institute of Ethics in putting that together. So this has not been easy, and it takes a school district like Downey, number one, not just to get one, but to get two. And because both high schools are great, Downey High and Warren High, they both deserve this. They both wanted it. Our cadet command granted that for them, and they both applied. They both got it. It's unbelievable to have a new JROTC here in Southern California. It's crazy unbelievable to have two. JROTC is the largest character development and citizenship program of youth in the world, okay? And what you guys did, I want to thank you. This is the Downey Patriot. The front page, I just went downstairs to get it. And Dr. Garcia, Dr. Brosmer, President Gigi Perez Saab, and Linda Solomon, the Vice President, with Colonel Hinder, were recognized last week with General Brito, our 4-star TRADOC commander, on there. And then that was nice. I was telling Eric, I love this photo. It was a selfie with Dr. Carrie White from Warren High, with Colonel Weiser from Cadet, and so forth, with the up in the stands when we were announcing it. This is just another option, another opportunity for our kids. And it's not a recruiting thing. It's all about leadership. It's all about character. They're going to have STEM opportunities. Yes, there's physical education too. It's going to be an elective. There's no cost to the students on there. They will be provided uniforms. The teachers that have some of the background to be able to teach this class, but it will be hired by Downey Unified. So there'll be a teacher like anyone else there. And they will be paid the same as a teacher at Downey Unified.
Is there a commitment to join the military?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's actually, it's like I said, it's not a recruiting. But kids, the numbers and the statistics are amazing. The leadership potential and careers that people that have gone through JROTC have. I mean, a lot of them that become, very successful in life, because there's a discipline, there's a leadership, there's character, all those things that you can use forever. So no, absolutely not. It doesn't. It actually is not supposed to be as a recruiting tool. It's just not. And that's what everybody's fear about. Oh, you're going to be. It isn't. So.
I remember reading an article last year about the Army, and this is, no offense to anybody, but sometimes there's been this stereotype, I think, that the Army is, among the military branches, the Army is where the people go who are, the slackers or whatever, the people who can't get into the Marines or whatever. But the article was saying how so many students now people don't even qualify. They wouldn't qualify for the Army.
No, it's actually quite the opposite on there. The United States Army is the second largest employer in the world. It offers 150 career opportunity. It's the largest giver of scholarships in the country. I mean, by far, it's crazy. And the opportunities, you can go in, and I mean, you can do just like the general said. You want to be a veterinarian, you want to be a surgeon, you want to be, you want to be infantry, you want to be. There's so many opportunities there that the the military is not for everyone, but every one of our youth should have the opportunity to explore options available to them. That's all I say. Only 23% of our high school students qualifying are even eligible for United States Army. So think about it. A little bit over 2 out of 10 are even eligible. Physicality, aptitude, a number of things on there. So it's quite the opposite. We're only looking for the best. But I'll tell you, I would recommend exploring it to every one of our students. I would recommend exploring it. I did to all my kids. In the Army, I mean, it's the oldest military branch, of course. This is an interesting stat. And so we're on Army, so I got my Army hat on, okay? So the Army was founded on June 14, 1775. The Second Continental Congress approved the formation of the Army. The Army is a year older than our country is.
Interesting.
And we've had Christine Wehrmath, the Honorable Christine Wehrmath, who I work for. She's the current Secretary of the Army. She is the first female, but she's also the 25th. So think about it. We've had 46 presidents. We've only have 25 Secretary of the Army, and it's older than our country on there. So, yeah. And we do. We have a combination of things. We have more planes than the Air Force. We have more ships than the Navy. And of course, we lead the way on that. But no, it couldn't be further from the truth. It's not second fiddle by far.
No.
So, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah. So when does this the program, the JROTC program, start? Do you know?
They're hoping to offer it now for this fall.
So soon.
So very soon this year. They're both schools has been announced to the parents. It's been announced to them. We're all excited.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys got a great quote from Dr. Garcia, our superintendent, and from Gigi Perez Saab, our school president, our Board of Education president. But it's going to change lives. It's going to be amazing. And first of all, I want to thank you and Alex Dominguez, your reporter, for taking the time, going to meet with General Brito last week, which that in itself was a chore, but a good chore, I mean, very impressive.
Because it was in downtown Los Angeles.
It was in down L.A. on there, but, he's a 4-star general. There's only 12 4-stars in the entire country that are authorized by Congress. So this is pretty rare. And he moved his way up. I mean, he's got a great telling story of his life and career. And so being TRADOC is one of the biggest, most important areas of command. So he's a big deal. Yeah. So for him to quote on this and talk about Downey, I couldn't be prouder. I mean, it was a really good thing. So
it's funny. That's how you know that when you're from Downey, when somebody invites you somewhere, it's in downtown LA, and I'll go for Dodger games, but anything else, it makes you consider. Is this really important? But this was really important.
It was really important. Too. So thank you, and I will show it one last time here from the visual. Front page. So thank you. That was very kind of you guys. Well-written story.
Well, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
So we're excited. So stay tuned. Parents on there, just look at the opportunities. That's all it is. Not only for the Army, I'm talking about JROTC. I can't wait to see our youth in uniform and how they're going to be taught. And 5 years from now, we can have the same conversation and we'll see where we're at. It's going to be crazy good. Crazy good. So anyway.
Mario, this week, switching topics, Downey's new city manager started on the job, Roger Bradley.
Yes.
He took I guess he caught the oath of office. I don't know. He wasn't elected, but he takes an oath.
Right.
And he met with city staff. He had his first council meeting on Tuesday. You got to meet him.
I did.
At the Good Lunch.
The Good Lunch, yes.
Yeah. What are your impressions?
Well, he's got something there for the city council to want to bring him on board. So they saw something through the interviews. There was 40 some odd candidates. So that's a good thing. A very nice gentleman on there. I know on Tuesday he brought his wife, and I know he's a family man. He's a veteran. And I talked to him a little bit. Talked to him about our show here too, and invited him on and said we'll talk later, obviously. But he was very interested in meeting. I mean, from his perspective, he wants to hear from, a former mayor. So I can give him some historical perspective on things. All former mayors can, and so can you as being here and the editor of the Downey Patriot for 20 years. So no, I think it's a good start. I mean, time will tell. So it'll be interesting, his direction. I think that what he should do now is go around and do a listening tour and kind of check it out. It's always going to be political. He's only dealing with 4 council members right now. But I used to always tell staff, don't be political. but be politically astute. So they need to know which way the wind blows on there and what politics is happening, but it shouldn't be. Right now, the city council seems to be working really good and cohesive.
Yeah. I agree. I think, he's off to, it's a good start. And I do want to know why the city council hired him. Obviously, you're right. The city council saw something in him. They were impressed by him, and they chose him out of the 40-something candidates. And great. But what's his vision for Downey?
Right.
What does he want to do? Does he have a 6-month plan, a 100-day plan?
Right.
Like, where does he want to take Downey? I want to know.
Right.
I'm excited to know because the city council speaks very highly of him.
Right.
And that's great. I want to know what that is.
So why don't you, as the editor of the local paper, why don't you put these questions and email them to him?
Well, Alex Dominguez is already.
Oh, he's already working on that. Okay,
he's
good.
working on it.
Okay, good.
And who knows? By the time this airs, maybe the article's already out because he is working on it.
Good.
And I think that's a great idea to do a listening tour, visit the service clubs, and visit with some of the civic leaders. And there's so many people who would be willing to talk about Downey.
Yeah, I talked to him before the meeting, and during it, I looked at him because they were at the table next. I kept looking at him once in a while, and I was trying to see. I wonder what he thinks of this.
Right.
This is a room full of 200 people. This is Downey in that room.
That was perfect timing for him to be there.
Yeah,
because in one swoop, in one afternoon,
Yeah.
he gets to meet a lot of Downey people.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Well, good.
Yeah. So we'll see where it goes, and we're all rooting for him. We want him to be successful because if the city manager is successful, Downey is successful.
Right.
So we need him we need to help him.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in the fall, in November, he's going to have one, maybe two new bosses. Okay, he definitely has one.
Right.
The open seat right now for District 3, and then there is an open seat. There's an election for District 1.
Right.
So, which we just heard some interesting news, right?
Yeah. I'll let you. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure, of course. So we just heard, and he announced it. Timothy Horn, Councilman Timothy Horn, announced that he will be running for re-election, which a little bit different than what he said when he was being interviewed for it. Has no experience in the city, and not so he is going to run for that open seat. I think once you get a taste of the honey, as one of our friends says, you like it, and so forth. When I went up to him to shake his hand yesterday, and I guess he listens to the podcast. I don't remember ever calling him goofy. I said what he did when he raised his hand, if that was goofy. But anyways, he goes, "Hi, I'm the goofy guy you guys keep talking about." And I'm like, I'm sorry, we're not meaning any ill will. We just don't know you, and your actions speak. So that was kind of interesting.
And so he was appointed, and that's always a risk when you appoint somebody to a vacant seat, that it's political, and they have the option of running for election. I mean, that's what happened when this. That's what the city council considered when they appointed Donald LaPlante.
Right.
But he was more adamant that he wasn't going to run.
Right.
Where Timothy Horn, we just didn't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know how successful he's going to be. I mean, a lot has to do with over the summer. Is he going to go out campaign? I don't know.
I don't think he's never ran for anything. He's never been really involved in the community. So that'll be interesting to see. The people that, have announced already, and they're going to be making bigger announcements on there. Obviously, Horacio Ortiz, the Planning Commission chairman.
He's already announced.
On there. And then Elvira. So she announced. So there'll be at least, and I know that several other ones were considering it.
Right.
So he'll have that against on there. But, again, not being involved in the community, not really knowing campaigning, too. It's not that you need a lot of money, but you need to be at least targeting votes or walking the district and the precincts and so forth. So we'll see.
It's going to be, I think, a competitive race, which I think is a good thing. I honestly do. As long as we end up getting somebody good in office, that's what we want.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, on the Planning Commission on Wednesday night, we're going to save the big one on there for another show. But I really enjoy working with Carrie Uva, she's the vice chair, and Horacio Ortiz and Miguel Duarte. We seem to work well. I mean, it's a different side of my brain from being a council member to being on the Planning Commission. So you're not an activist. You got to look at the findings of what you're approving. But it's really interesting. It's funny how you see things a lot further ahead. But we all seem to be working really well together. We did we were all unanimous on different things this week, but we're asking staff to make it more business friendly and make the permit process better. And
how
asking
long
questions.
has that conversation been? This is before you were on the planning commission.
Yeah.
The biggest complaint with City Hall is that it's not business friendly. Yeah. Getting permits is such a drawn out process. It's a headache. That's the biggest complaint I hear from people. Right. Is when they want to have an event or they want to open a business, is how difficult it is to work with City Hall. And that's just the truth. That's
really we heard that. I asked the questions of the staff in there. Somebody comes to the counter now with plans, and they turn in plans either to build the new house, to remodel something, or to start a new business. How long before those plans are checked? And they all said 3 months.
3 months.
3 months. And at first I'm like, I didn't believe it, because we all have from firsthand experience on there. If it was 3 months, I think I'd be great. But I think sometimes it's 3 months and then it goes back. And then it gives, the people correct things, and it comes back for another 3 months. There's a developer in town that's been going on this for 4 years, and the things we approved were over 2 years old that were going back. So I think that's an area our city needs to improve at, and hopefully our city manager will take a look at that. Because right now we have new change, and so it's also an opportunity to change. And I know all the council members all want that. So, but
the hard part is actually getting there. Implementing it.
Listen, you can't have anybody more proactive than former Mayor Saab, former Mayor Vasquez, myself. We all pushed this. This was one of our main goals. Yeah. We pushed it and pushed it and pushed it, and we're still talking about it today.
Still talking about it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll see. Well, we have a new city manager, so we'll see.
We'll get, and that's not because I'm not blaming that on Gilbert by any stretch of imagination. I think sometimes what reality versus what's happening are two different things.
Yeah.
So anyway,
we'll see. Mark, I did want to mention you weren't there, but the downtown Downey night market had a ribbon cutting. I wanted to bring it up because it was such a fantastic event. Yeah. If you weren't there, so downtown Downey is now having night markets on the 2nd and 4th Thursdays, weather permitting. And this was a great celebration. There was a ribbon cutting in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce. We had a mariachi playing live. The Downey High School drumline came out. A lot of excitement. It was such a council member, Sosa was there. The mayor pro tem. It's such a great energy happening there. And I just wanted to share my excitement and tell you that you really missed out.
I know. I was up in Sacramento. And I know sometimes the planning, I was up there for 3.5 days and so far. I saw the pictures. Yeah. I saw that. And this was, we've all worked on this on there. Eric is with the downtown Downey district, and so have I. I'm a board member, and of course, I used to be on the downtown subcommittee when I was on the council. I love our downtown. My office is in the downtown. Yeah. His office, he lives in the downtown. We're committed to the downtown. Yeah. Downey on there. And by the way, we had a good discussion the other day too at the board meeting about the name instead of the district at Downey. Nobody knows who the district is. Yeah. So there's a district. DDIA, Downtown Downey Improvement Association. That's the formal legal name. Right. And this is businesses in downtown Downey decided to tax themselves so they can do things for better security, better cleanliness, better accommodations, better events, advertising, all those good things. So these businesses, on top of the taxes they currently pay, says, tax me more, I want to be part of this. So when it first started, it was just called the district at Downey. And, something that people don't realize. So we have another thing called a district here in Downey. If you Google that, it's the Downey Unified School District, right? That's what pops up on there. So there's confusion. Yeah, and most residents don't know, we don't, even if we start branding it, the district at Downey, they don't know where that is. Is that at Downey Landing? Is that the Promenade? Right. So we need to go back, and I think the board voted on it. We're going to go back to Downtown Downey District, okay? By the way, I thought about it later on, Triple D. You know, we can get Guy Fiero out here, Triple D, you know, and anyway.
The name is still up in the air.
Right.
And that's up to the board, whatever the board decides.
So.
But, you know, it's really kind of indicative of how far downtown Downey has come, because what was happening right now, it was, I think, what Downey aspired to 10 years ago or more.
Yes, sir.
And some sort of energy, and it's starting to happen now. And also, I do want to give a shout out to Angel City Market, which is contracted to do the night markets and is doing some events. And it's a group effort. And it's actually a lot of fun. Yeah. Every second and fourth Thursday, come on out to downtown Downey.
No, you've been working hard at that. Hans Fritz, our executive director for the downtown district, and also partner with us on this podcast on there. He, you guys have been working hard. This started, the vision on there several years ago, but the downtown, obviously right after COVID, it was like, what do we do? And this is something that's been worked on with the city, with the downtown district, the downtown subcommittee, and now you have, after Catherine Alvarez got off of that on there, you have Hector Sosa and Claudia Fermetta that really have a good vision for the downtown. So it's working.
There's more to come.
Oh there's some exciting big Wayfair sign and parking and all kinds of stuff on there.
The whole goal is to make downtown Downey, you know, friendly and pedestrian friendly and safe and attractive and fun, and it's on its way.
It's on its way, So, anyways, we'll always continue to talk about downtown Downey because it's a passion. So, anyways, well, listen. Anything else you want to cover on this podcast?
No, I think it was kind of a busy week.
It's been a very busy week on there. So I know I've been. So I got to end with this because this is really cute. I got to tell the story. Because it was a week this Monday. So I fell, okay? Most of you see on my social media. I put my hand on my car to bend over to pick up my paper in my driveway. My hand slipped. I went face first into the concrete, okay? So, and this is really healed well. But I got a mild concussion, and my shoulder's still killing me. I got to put it out of the socket there. That was on Monday. And on Tuesday, I had General Brito was in town. So that was a 12-hour day. And you just, you know, like all of us, we just suck it up, right? You do what you got to do. Then I had one day on Wednesday, and on Thursday I had to fly to Sacramento. Got back, and anyways, I haven't had time to relax, okay? So, but something happened, and this is the goodness of Downey. This is where Downey is different. I posted on my social media, you know, that I fell and people to be careful and stuff. So the very next day, I came outside and I noticed my newspapers right on my front door, on my porch, right? Oh, how sweet. I must have been the gardener down there. The very next day, the same thing, okay, on my front porch at 8:01 every day. So I asked my wife, I go, like the third day, will you look at our security video and see what's happening and so forth? And sure enough, every day, a black minivan pulls up in front of my house. They drops off a kid.
A little
boy. The van turns around. The little boy goes, picks up my newspapers, and I still get the press telegram in the LA Times on there, and went and put it on my front porch. But every day. So yesterday Thursday, so it's been well over a week, I was leaving. I'm like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for this. And I stood at the front door, and the little boy was surprised there when he's bringing up the paper. But I got to see who it was. I gave him one of my coins, and then I gave him a little gift certificate and thanked him. And then I saw who the mom was, and I yelled out at her and thanked her. It was.
Did you know them?
I do know them, but I didn't know the thing. It was Linda Solomon, the school board member, is one of my neighbors. I know how cute that was. And so, but every day she says he loved doing it. I talked to her yesterday, gangs out of Downey. He was all excited to get my challenge coin and so forth. But I want to put this in the goodness of Downey. We still are special small town community. He wanted to make sure that, because he had read about it on my social media, wanted to make sure that I wouldn't fall down again.
How nice.
So that was yesterday. So this morning I'm thinking, okay, it's over. It was very sweet. No, there's my paper again.
Still doing
I'm there. Yes, still did it this morning. So Downey, this is why we love Downey. We're still community. We're still all neighbors. We're still part of that. And I just thought that was the sweetest thing.
That's very nice.
So I wanted to end on a positive note. People know that
That's
people still
nice.
care about each other.
No, I do want to tell you, you know what your problem is, and I've told you this, is that you don't slow down. You don't rest enough.
Yeah.
And I think you're go, go, go. And I think even after you got hurt, you didn't slow down. You didn't rest. And I think you need, when's the last time you went on vacation?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You and Ann need to book a flight somewhere. Go to Europe. Go to Alaska. Go somewhere, and you guys need to rest.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ann needs a rest too.
It's you know what, I've been so blessed in my life, and I wear several different hats, and I just want to get everything in. And I feel like I'm letting some people down if I don't do everything towards that. So I get it and stuff like that, but I'm enjoying life. You know, I know that my life is shorter than the average person. So I just need to do things that I got to do.
You've worked hard, and you're blessed, but also you work very hard. So I think you should also get to enjoy the fruits of your labor and your family.
Yeah, I will.
Get some
I will.
family
Thank you,
time.
and thank you. I appreciate that on there. I'll tell you 2 little perks, okay, of my life. Every 3 years, except this last one, I get a new car. I just lease them and I turn them in. That's my extravagant thing. Yeah. And the other one is, and then for business and in the military, when I have to fly, they pay for regular coach, so I upgrade. Okay, so those are my 2 perks. That's where I take care of this beautiful body. Is my first
when you're flying to Sacramento.
Well, no, Sacramento. I can do anything for an hour. Oh my God, I hadn't been on Southwest in a long time. Yeah. And you're really like this, and then if you go to the bathroom, you can't even get the doors. Yeah. Southwest is not made for fat guys on there. So no, that was an experience. I'm like, man, I haven't flown Southwest in a while. But again, for an hour you can do anything, But no, I from then on, dude, I don't do that. So anyway, well, thank you for that, and folks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening on there. We enjoy doing this. We enjoy bringing information. Keep your comments. We look at them. We hear them. We've been doing those short clip things on there. Those are getting a real good positive response on there. That's Brandon, our top guy over there. That's really kind of changed the things and how we're doing it. But we want to continue to build. We want to continue to be informative. And this year is going to be an election year in Downey. We'll get closer to that. He doesn't like politics, but we're going to inform you. And there's a lot of good stuff happening. And in the near future, we'll get our city manager. I was talking to our police chief yesterday, Leslie Murray, and then we got to get her as a guest.
Yeah, we do need her.
Okay, last thing here. I was wrapping up. We had a terrible car accident between a police officer and a citizen at 1:30 in the morning over on Lakewood and Columbia Way. And the police officer, they were both hurt. They're both going to make it. There's some serious injuries. So, just pray for our community and our police officers. Yeah. And so it was why I was on duty. So anyways, his name is Mario. I'll give you the officer's first name. We prayed for him yesterday, gangs out of Downey. So keep them in your prayers and in our police department. So
absolutely.
Anyways.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, listen, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching Talking Downey with Mario
and Eric.